Okay, so we are going to, oh, he's still awake, sweet boy. We're going to role play a little bit. So what I would love for you guys to do is drop the objections that you're receiving behind the scenes in the chat. So I want you to say what it is that people are saying to you behind the scenes. Are they telling you they don't have time? Are they saying that it's too expensive? You know, what are the things that people are coming to you with and reasons why that they don't want to jump in with you? And Brooke and I, one of us will play the coach and one of us will play the potential customer, and we will kind of role play through that together, and we won't be nice to each other. We'll be like a tough sell. So, okay, I go to the gym. Money is tight. Brooke, do you want to be the coach or the customer first?
Doesn't matter. I could be either one.
Okay. You can be the customer then, and I'll be the coach. So we'll start with the money is tight, and y'all keep dropping your objections in there, because the more that we know what you're experiencing, that will help us as we navigate these. Okay, so go for it, customer.
All right, so everything you have sent me looks great, but I already have a routine that I'm following at the gym, and I really enjoy just being at the gym and feeling the motivation of the people around me.
You know what? I remember feeling that way too. But one of the things that I really struggled with at the gym was knowing how to use the equipment. Do you have somebody that's guiding you and teaching you? And are you getting the results that you want from going to the gym?
I follow a Pinterest workout.
I've so gotten this.
I only use that because I literally just got that the other day.
Yeah. Okay, so then I would say something like, oh, I love that you're super thrifty. I admire that about you. So would you say that your workouts are your biggest struggle or your nutrition?
Probably my nutrition.
What is the hardest part about nutrition for you? Is it the cravings? Is it meal prepping? What are your struggles?
I think it's just knowing what to eat and making like various options versus eating the same thing all the time.
Well, I used to feel that too. I am not somebody that does well with leftovers, and so I had to find meals that I could cook really quickly that were also budget friendly. What I love about what I do is it teaches me the why behind all of the food groups, so I actually understand, okay, if I'm going to eat a protein, why does it matter? Would you be interested in learning about something like that? If you've got a good gym routine in place, you know, I can help you with that, but it sounds like nutrition might be more of a need.
I'm sold.
So there's an opportunity for you to shift the conversation from fitness. Some people are going to be stuck in their ways. They're going to want to go to the gym, and that's fine. But there's a reason why they're not getting the results that they need, okay? And so we still have an opportunity as a coach to navigate that conversation. And I would, in that season, the next thing I would have done with Brooke is say, well, do you struggle with stress eating or emotional eating at all, or is it you just don't eat enough? And so we would have gone the route of 2B mindset, personally, is how I would have handled that. So awesome job, Brooke.
2B mindset opened a lot of doors for people that already go to the gym, because nutrition is always an issue, because people that go to the gym, like my sister and tons of other people I've met in the past, they eat broccoli and rice and chicken, and that's their meals. I've seen my sister do it for 3 meals a day, and she would lose all the weight, and then she'd gain it right back. So nutrition was
huge. Yeah, I agree. And honestly, for me, 2B mindset has always been an easier sell, because the way that Alana presents it in the videos, if you struggle with that, you're going to connect with that right away, and you're going to want change. Okay, so wow, we have a lot of objections. Okay. Money is tight. You want to be the coach, and I'll be the customer on this one?
Yeah, give me just one.
Okay, you're fine.
Will you shut the door, bud, when you go out this time? Okay, I love you. Good night, bud.
I always forget the time difference. I forget you're an hour behind.
Well, normally they're in bed, but we got back late, and then dinner and bedtime, bath time, you know. So. Anyways.
We got babies on the call. We get it.
All right. I'll be the coach for Too Expensive.
Okay. Brooke, I love that you're so excited about this. And honestly, this seems like an awesome fit for me. But money is so tight right now, especially right after Christmas. I just don't think I can swing it right now.
I totally get where you're coming from, because when I started my journey, I was in the same boat. I had just moved to a new place. Story. I'll share my whole story. And then my husband was really skeptical as well because I had always put money into these fitness programs and I never continued on with using them. I never saw the results because I always fell off the wagon. And so for me, I watched my coach for a few months before I finally decided that I had to make a change for me. And what helped me with that decision and getting my husband on board with that was the fact that there was a 30-day money-back guarantee. So I had saved up for a couple months after watching my coach. And that 30-day money-back guarantee was the reason that I was able to commit, because I knew if within 30 days I had fallen off the wagon, you weren't good as a coach and didn't keep me on track. But I knew that if I didn't stick with it and I wasn't seeing the results I wanted, I would get my money back. And here I am 5 years later, lost 50 pounds 3 times, and I'm in the best shape of my life. And it was the best $180 investment that I made.
Yes. Okay. So
and I only got one fitness program with that $180.
True. Same. That sounds awesome. I love hearing your story. It's so inspiring. But, I actually looked online and I see that I can do this for like $39. I'm just going to do that.
Yeah, so you can definitely do the $39 option. There's the quarterly option to get access to all the programs. But what I will tell you is when you get this full bundle in a package with the 1 year of Beachbody On Demand, the portion control containers, the 1 month of Shakeology, the access to my fitness groups, and all of these things that are included in this challenge pack, you're going to get the whole package, which is going to give you easier access to get better results as you're getting started in your journey. And again, I always go back to that money back guarantee. You have a guarantee to see results. And if you don't, I promise you will get you your money back. But if you just commit to the $40, you're not getting the nutrition containers. You're not getting the shakes that are going to boost your nutrition and help you feel better from the inside out. You're not going to have the full package that everybody in our group is going to have. As you see them getting great results, they're using everything, and you might feel a little bit stuck in not having all of the tools that help us see the success.
I can see where you're coming from. I guess maybe I'm just afraid that I'm not going to stick with it, and that I've tried so many other things in the past, so why would this work?
Well, girl, that's where I come in, because you have this awesome coach who is with you every step of the way. I check in on you. We have this fitness group full of women who are struggling just like you and I are every day, through the mom life, through the work life, through all of these struggles we go through. And every day you see them posting and you see them overcome their excuses, and you tell yourself, well, shoot, if she overcame it with 3 kids and 1 on the way, I only have 2 kids and 1 on the way. Well, I could probably do it too. So.
Okay. All right. I am going to trust you, but I need you to help me and support me. If you promise to do that, I'm in.
I will hold your hand every step of the way, Rachel.
Thank you. Very good. Okay, so I know that a lot of us probably get that objection. So that's a super common one, and we'll touch on it a little bit more because the shakes are something that you're going to face a lot. So let's see what else is. No motivation. Let's do that one. So you want to be Mrs. Unmotivated?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Rachel, I see you on your Insta stories at 5 in the morning, and I don't know where you get the energy, because my kids are crazy and I work a full-time job, and I am just tired all the time and worn down, and I don't know how I will ever find the motivation to put time into these workouts and this meal prep stuff that you're talking about, because I hear it takes forever and I just don't have the motivation or the time for that.
Oh gosh, I can hear these conversations like in my ear right now. So it sounds like Brooke and I are talking to the same people. I know that I used to think that people that got up at 5 a.m. were legit crazy in the head, and that I could never be like that, because growing up, I was the cranky pants for anti-mornings. I did not want to be a part of the morning thing. But the question that I have for you is there a point in your day where you're taking 15 minutes, 30 minutes for Brooke, to take care of Brooke in your whole day? Would you say that you have 30 minutes for you every day?
I mean, I have laundry and dishes and everything, but I guess I can let my house be a wreck and do that.
Do you feel like you struggle with energy at all?
Yes.
So something that I found with my fitness journey is that I really had a lot of low energy before I started working out, but a lot of that stemmed from how sad I was. I struggled with a little bit of depression and a lot of anxiety. And as I started working out, even though the change wasn't instant, I began to start feeling better. And because I was having that adrenaline boost, I felt better about who I was, and my productivity increased. So the household and all that came because I had more energy from my workouts. I know that that seems absolutely crazy because you're not in that season, but that will be a perk of this journey that you may not realize. Now, with a 5 a.m. workout call, if you had an accountability group, do you feel like you had somebody that was waiting for you to wake up in the morning to work out with them at 5 a.m., would you do it?
Yes, I feel like that would help a lot.
So, and I'm saying this because I know that both Brooke and my teams have early bird video chats. So one of the things that you can do with our team is we have an early bird video chat where you can hop on and we're going to be waiting and we're all going to sweat together, and knowing that there's a team waiting for you is such a high level of accountability, and that really helped me.
I think I'm going to give this a try.
Yeah.
Sold.
Sold. Okay. Great.
Can I point something out on that? Did you guys notice how many questions that Rachel was asking me? So it wasn't so much like, yeah, this is what I do and this is how it is, ... It was like, this is how it is, feel, felt, found. What about if you had this? What if you tried that? Have you ever had this? How do you feel when you do this? And all those questions get the person to talk about themselves, which is what people want to do. They want to talk about themselves and their story. So we want to share pieces of our story. But the more we ask them questions and we can get them to open up, the more they're going to want to share, and they'll feel that connection and that trust with us. And that's what's ultimately going to build that relationship to make them trust in you as their coach.
Agree. And I would add on to that too, is unless I'm sharing my story, and if I am, I usually try to voice memo it because it goes across a lot better. But I stick to my responses in that back and forth conversation to a paragraph. I'd never send more than a paragraph because they're gonna check out. If they're already doubting themselves, they're going to be overwhelmed and check out. So sticking to a paragraph and wrapping it up with a sentence or a question at the end is key in that navigating the conversation process.
And voice memos are huge because people will hear your excitement and your enthusiasm and your heart when you're sharing your story more, for sure.
And it sucks that Instagram doesn't have that option, but I do videos. So even though I don't have the voice, I do video, and I look like so stupid because it's in the midst of mom chaos. But honestly, people need to know that they are getting your attention. That the same attention you're giving them right now in that conversation is the attention you will give them as their coach. And imagine how authentic that's going to feel if someone took the time to voice memo or send you a couple of videos. They're going to be like, wow, Brooke actually really cares about me. Like, she's not doing this and that's one of the biggest fears coaches have. I don't want to sell. And if you help them feel like you truly care about them, that's a great avenue to do that. So I agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
We talked about how I already have a fitness routine in place. Eating healthy is too expensive. Let's do that one.
Okay.
I was the coach. Am I the customer this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is perfect with the Daniel fast going on right now.
That's true. That's true.
Buying a lot of healthy food.
Okay. Brooke, I think I can swing the initial package, but one of the concerns my husband has is that every time we've tried eating healthy in the past, our grocery budget is just crazy. We have lots of kids, and I just don't know that we can afford to all eat healthy.
Yeah, I think I hear that a lot because I think that's something that, unfortunately, in the society we're in today, healthy food tends to be more expensive. But what I've found is in making a meal plan and having that set idea of what you're going to eat each day, it really helps you to budget out your meals. So you can make one meal for the week and have that every day for lunch. Not to say you have to, but that's totally an option. Have you ever done any type of meal prep or anything like that?
Yeah, but it was like, I'm going to eat some brown rice and some broccoli and chicken, and I about threw up by day 3. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, so we have this online website filled with amazing, amazing recipes that are so delicious, and we share those recipes in our groups, and we talk about those recipes with each other. We share recipes every week together, And it helps us to find ways to make foods that we love that aren't as unnutritious. That's not really a word. That's how I talk to people, by the way, because I say words all the time that are not really words. It's kind of embarrassing. But I have just found that when I have that plan set out where I know what I'm going to eat each week, I can change it up every other day, every couple days, every week I can have different things. And so I don't feel like I'm always eating the same thing, but I have that plan and I have that budget set for what I'm going to get. Another thing I've been doing recently is frozen vegetables, because I know fresh vegetables are a huge struggle with prices when it's not like summertime. So frozen vegetables have been a huge thing, as long as the ingredients in those are simply just the vegetable and not a bunch of the other stuff. Would you be open to kind of learning more about meal plans and seeing how we make meal plans within our groups and within these fitness programs and seeing if that would work for you?
Yes, but hold on. So one thing I want to point out that Brooke just did is she just provided value to the customer. She just gave the customer a piece of advice or a tip without asking for anything in return. So she gave me something by saying frozen vegetables are a great option. That's not something that I necessarily, if I am not health conscious, would know or would think of. So she's providing value to me throughout the conversation. Yeah, I would
one more time, sorry. Just because I know too expensive was another one that we went through earlier, just in general. Whenever I have somebody that truly, because there are people who truly can't afford this at this time, that's where I think free groups come into play. I also ask people if they have any old Beachbody programs lying around. I don't know if Rachel's ever taught this way, but when I first started my business, I made like post after post, like month after month. Does anybody have a Beachbody program that is just laying on the shelf that is getting dust that would be interested in joining a group? And some of those people that joined my group for free with their old Insanity DVDs or P90X or those types of things, those people became coaches within my team. Once they started to get results, they got results. They saw everybody else drinking Shakeology. They saw everybody else following the meal plans that came with their full DVD kit. And then they were like, okay, I want to get a full kit. I've saved up my money. Now I'm ready to go. So sometimes, as hard as it is, we do have to let people in a little bit and show them that we are here to not just make a dime off of them, but we are here to truly help them. And if there's a way you can do that with a free group that you run for clean eating, or if there's a fitness group, I do like 3 or 5 day fitness groups all the time where I literally record myself doing my workout and I just make up a thing with it. So if I did 10 squats and 15 push-ups and 30 sit-ups, like I just put little words on it with the iMovie app. And then that would be my video for the day. And I post it in the group and I'm like, here's today's workout. And I give a little tip of the day. And now they have a 5-day free workout that they get to do. And I make it different every day with whatever workout I did. So super simple way to create a free group that gives them value if the struggle really is expensive at that time. I usually just make them create a free account on my website so that they're my customer.
Mm-hmm. And then they have access to Clean Week.
Right.
The entire 5 days and the meal plan. So don't ever discount that. The other thing I will say is, as a coach, you have to decide what your requirements are for your customers and stand firm in that. Whatever you want to, what's so neat is we are each our own boss, and none of our businesses are going to look the same. And our requirements for, he is so cute. I am watching him right there. He's so so we're not all going to run it the same way. So when I first started, my challenge groups were open to anybody that wanted to get healthy. I didn't require a purchase. I didn't require a Beachbody program. Would I go back and do it differently? I don't know. I learned and I grew through that season, but eventually they had to be doing a Beachbody program of some sort, whether that's nutrition or fitness. And then eventually now I'm at the point where they have to at least purchase a year of Beachbody on demand. They can't just get the 3 month. I'm not going to coach them. If they can sign up, but I'm not going to actively spend time on them unless they get a year of bod. So that's something you have to figure out in your business and know that that's going to change, but you're the only one that's going to get a gut instinct of if that person is lying to you and just making excuses and realizing that that's not a reflection of you. That's not a reflection of your coaching. That's not a reflection of you. That is them having a fear that they're going to fail, and you just happen to be the one that gets the brunt of that in that moment.
Yeah, because we have to recognize as coaches what we do in our challenge groups. If you're truly running a good challenge group, you're putting a lot of time personally into each of those people in that group, You're putting a lot of time into the thoughts of what you're posting in that group. You're making sure you're connecting and commenting on people's stuff in that group. Challenge groups are a lot of work when you really put in the work for it. So if you have a bunch of people that were in there for free, you're taking away time from your family for free. And I don't think that that's worth it for me as a mom and as a wife. When my family is here, I want to be present with my family. And if I'm not present with my family, it's because I am working and I am earning an income that's going to help my family financially.
That's a
So
great
just make sure
point.
that you guys have value in yourselves for that.
Yeah.
But don't be afraid to run free groups. Just don't let people walk on you, because there will be people that will walk on you. But there will also be people that truly can't afford it and need somebody to believe in them for a little bit, and then those are the people that you're doing that for.
Well, and that's like, I had somebody a few weeks ago who's been following me for 2+ years, and she has been pregnant with 12 kids and has birthed 8 of those kids. So she's had four miscarriages. So she has 8 kids. Like, she has 8 kids, and she's.
I felt bad for laughing because I thought you were joking about 12 kids.
No, I'm serious. She has 12. She has 8 kids Earthside, and you have 8 kids, and you're on one income family. They do not actually have the money, and so I'm not going to sit there and push a challenge pack for somebody that authentically is not lying to me. I'm still going to support her and love her, but then Miss person who just got her hair done for $200, and then she just went to Starbucks for $5, and then last week she just got a new pair of LuLaRoe. Like, no, that's not. I know that she's just making an excuse. So you have to learn to navigate that and be unapologetic about your role as a coach. One of the things that our corporate mentor, Mary, said to me one time was, she said, if you need to tell somebody that the price of your coaching is $140 and they get a month of Shakeology for free, then do that, because they're paying for you. They're not paying for Shakeology. They're paying for you to mentor them. And that was a huge mindset shift. I said, you know what? Personal coaching, the way that I'm pretty sure this whole team, both teams do, we genuinely want to support people. And that, can you actually get somebody who is, in theory, on call to help them for a month for $140? A personal life coach. No, you cannot find that for $140 anywhere. So they get a month of Shakeology for free with your coaching, if that's the way that you want to spend that. Okay, so back to your objection, or my objection. Okay. So I really am curious about the meal plans, because I've seen you talk about it, but I really just don't understand how it works.
Yeah, so each fitness program that we do comes with its own customized meal plan that we kind of perfect to your own needs, to your own preferences in food. So we have a system that we use in each of these plans, and some of them vary, some of them are the same. But with that, you have a system you follow that will help you to kind of get the results you're looking for. So if you're looking to lose weight, there's a plan for you in that program for losing weight with meal plans. If you're looking to tone up, then there's a plan for you to follow for that. And in each of those, it tells you how much to eat, what to eat, when to eat, whenever. But if you feel like that's super overwhelming for you, we also have this nutrition program that teaches you all about mindful eating and just gives you that freedom with your food that so many people struggle with. So you don't have to focus on the diet mentality, but you get to focus more on just eating healthy and nourishing your body and going from there.
Love it. So I'm kind of picky. I don't really like vegetables, and I really don't like fish. So, I mean, is this really going to work if I don't have, if I'm picky?
Yeah, so I have kids who are very picky with their vegetables, and I don't make separate meals for my family. So my family eats what I eat, and I just mask the vegetables in different foods. So for instance, one of our favorite recipes we have, and I would give them the recipe for it, is sloppy joes from Fix It. If you guys have not tried those sloppy joes, they are so good. But those have the way that it's made, it counts as one of your vegetables for the day, and you don't taste vegetables at all. All you're tasting in that is just the hearty, goodness of sloppy joes without realizing that you're eating healthy. But we also teach you other ways to add in things like cauliflower rice into things like I saw Rachel do today. She did tacos, she made tacos or chili or something, and she added cauliflower rice into it. And so we show you ways that you can add those things in. Have you ever learned how, or have you ever tried to add vegetables into your meals and kind of mask those things so that you didn't taste them as much?
I haven't, but honestly, I've been watching you, and you've been posting your food for so long, and everything you ever post, it just looks so yummy. And so if you can teach me how to do that, I'm in, and I'm ready to do this.
Let's do it.
Cool deal. Okay.
Let's do it. That's funny.
Let's do this. I don't want Shaco. I don't have time. Let's do the I don't have time. So, because Brooke is a perfect one to be the customer on this one because she's pregnant and has to. Okay, go for it. You're the customer.
All right. So, Rachel, I am super busy. I volunteer 20 to 30 hours at church every week. I have this business that I run at home. I have 2 kids that are 3 and under, and I'm pregnant. And I just really, and my husband's gone all the time. So I really just don't know how I'm going to find the time to fit these workouts and this nutrition stuff into my day because I'm struggling as it is.
Okay, so I would say something like, so one thing that Brooke and I are both doing, and we were both taught this separately, so it's not like we took a one-on-one training course on how to be a coach. We learned this over time, but feel, felt, found is your best friend. And if you're new to that concept, I remember feeling that way. I felt, and then you describe what it was, and then you share, I have found. So in that instance, what I would say is, girl, I remember feeling that way too. I felt like there was no time in the day for me, and I was tired from the second that I got up and tired to the second I go to bed, and I just didn't know how I was going to add one more thing to my plate. But what I found is when I started prioritizing 20 minutes a day for me in my life, that I became a better version of myself, and I felt so good about taking care of me that I was able to take care of everyone else even more efficiently than I was before. Do you feel like if I found a workout program that you enjoyed and it was only 20 minutes a day, do you think you could find 20 minutes a day to work out?
Yeah, I think I can find time. I'm just worried that like my kids are going to wake up or it's just going to be a struggle bus with that. But
so I'm curious, in growing up, did you have people that were working out around you that you kind of saw as an example in your life?
No, my family's overweight.
So for me, when I first started, I did not have a family that was super supportive, and growing up, fitness was not a part of our routine, but I knew that I wanted something different for my family. I just didn't know how to make that happen. And one of the natural consequences, or one of the natural things that came from this lifestyle, is that my kids got to see it. So I can't sit here and tell you that they won't come interrupt your workout sometimes, but they're going to see a mommy that's fighting to take care of herself, and that's a huge example for them. Do you feel like that would be beneficial for them at this, as they grow up?
Yeah, I feel like I can deal with their screaming for 20 minutes a day.
So would you consider, if I sent you a little bit of information, would you consider looking it over to see if this might be a good next step for you to start taking care of you and your health?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, awesome.
I have another one for that I use when people say they don't have time. I also will ask them to write down their schedule for the day. I'm like, hey, I totally understand. My days are crazy as it is. I have to squeeze my workout into little pockets of time. Would you mind kind of writing out what your daily schedule looks like so I can kind of see where you might be able to fit in a short workout that would benefit you in some way?
Yeah, I love that. I've never done that before, but I like the idea.
I have to squeeze it mine in, so that's how it works.
Yeah, same. Okay, so we did I don't have time. We did eating healthy is too expensive. Not interested in shakes. Let's do shakes because that's a common one.
Okay.
Okay, so you're the coach. I'm the customer. Brooke, I love everything you've said so far. And honestly, I've been so inspired by you because I've been watching you for so long, like 3 years I've been watching you. And, but I don't like shakes. They just don't taste good to me. And I really like to chew my food. So I don't want to.
So girl, I'm going to pull up a text because I had this conversation with somebody that just purchased for me, but I'll do that separate. So when I started, I had tried all those GNC shakes, and I had tried all of those different weight loss things like Nutrisystem and Slim Fast. And those things were disgusting. My husband drank protein shakes, and I tried those because he said those would help me get tone, and we would go to the gym together, and those tasted like chalk. And I totally get where you're coming from. So I had the same skepticism with this shake as you're having. But what I found was using that 30-day money-back guarantee, I was guaranteed to get this fitness program that was going to give me results. And if I tried the shake and hated it, I could just return it. So the way that we make these shakes, I promise you from like the bottom of my heart, I am not kidding you when I say they taste like a Reese's cup. I will teach you how to make this thing taste like a candy bar, and it will be your favorite part of the day. And if it doesn't ever become that for you, we can find other options. We have different options for the performance stack. So you might be interested in maybe a pre-workout and a post-workout that will help you with energy during your workout, a little bit of energy after your workout, and then a post-workout recovery drink that tastes like hot chocolate that will help you to recover from your muscle soreness. So you don't have to have the Shakeology. While I do highly recommend it, if you really think it's not going to be for you, this performance stack that we have really is a great tool that we have in our system as well.
Yeah, that is a great backup tool in your pocket. If they're not Team Shakeology, Performance Line is the next one. But one thing before, I'm going to keep going with that, but one I want to add before I forget. So one of the things I realized early on in my coaching business is when I was struggling with the shake objection, it was because I was not confident in there's two reasons. One, I was not confident in my knowledge about Shakeology. I didn't understand what it did. I didn't understand the ingredients. I didn't understand why it mattered. And so I was also not connected to my personal story with Shakeology. So all of us have if you've been on Shakeology for more than a month, you probably have some kind of impact that it has helped you with. And connecting with that, will give you extra confidence as you're heading into that conversation, because you're going to know you're not. And you're not here to sit here and try and sell them a shake when they can go find a shake on Amazon. You're here to share with them something that could help and change their health. And if you don't truly believe that, take the time to invest to educate yourself about Shakeology, because I can promise you, if you do, then you will feel confident in this objection. Even if they can't afford it in the end, you will know that you are sharing this with them because you truly believe that it can change their life. I shared it with my dad because he has diabetes, and this shake can help transform his health. And I share it because my mom had bad migraines, chronic, forever, and I know that this shake can change her health. That's why I share it, not because I want to get them to spend $140 a month signing up through me. So, okay, so I said that. That sounds really good, but why can't I just go find some protein shake on the internet? I mean, like, what is this really going to do for me that's different than, like something I can find? There's that Vega stuff on Amazon. Can't I just get that?
Yeah, so I know there's a lot of different shake options out there. It's a big market, and you hear a lot of which shakes are the best and which ones are going to benefit you the most. All I can give you is my personal experience with the product that I know and love. The reason I became a coach, the reason that I talk about this product so passionately is because it's helped me transform my health. It kept me out of the McDonald's drive-thru every day for lunch. It saved me money in my lunch every day because I wasn't spending $8 on the Big Mac and fries and Coke. I was instead spending $4 and whatever cents on a healthy meal that kept me full, curbed my cravings, that type of thing. I forgot what your question was.
Why should I choose Shakeology over
the other one?
Over my all-natural Costco.
This is why text writing is better, because it's hard to forget. So yeah, with these shakes, they're much more than just a protein shake. When you are drinking these shakes, you're getting all kinds of different vitamins and nutrients out of these. So for me currently right now, I'm expecting another baby. And when I compared with my first baby, I compared my prenatal vitamins to the back of my Shakeology bag, and the ingredients were almost exactly the same. So what I'm doing with this shake is nourishing my body and boosting my vitamin intake so that my body is just producing and working in a stronger way. And I've found that that's helped me just boost my results, boost how I feel every day, and I get a chocolate treat out of it that doesn't taste gross, personally. And that's just been a huge thing for me. So do you find that you struggle with just different meals that you eat throughout the day? Do you find yourself like eating out a lot?
Yeah, I really like to go to Starbucks in the morning. That's my treat to myself, and I really love that Frappuccino. It's like my favorite.
Yeah, so we have this cafe latte flavor. It tastes like a frappuccino. You can add in different things that will make it taste like a caramel frappuccino or a vanilla frappuccino, or whatever your flavor might be. We have ways and recipes that I can share with you that will help you to make it taste just like that with no sugar, no preservatives, none of that bad stuff that's in it, and you'll feel better when you drink it. You won't have the sluggish feeling afterwards. You won't have the sugar rush. You're going to feel really good and really healthy after that. So do you think you would be open to giving it a try for maybe 30 days and seeing if it will benefit you in these ways?
It's really intriguing. I'm not gonna lie. Like you make a good point with this, but what? So I'm afraid that I'm gonna fall in love with it, and then I have to buy it every month because I love it, and that's $140 every month in my budget that I just don't have.
Yeah, so Shakeology for my family comes out of our monthly grocery budget. We include it in our groceries. So I pay $100 as a coach, which is another option we could talk about. But the $100 that we pay each month is just part of our groceries. So instead of buying lunches for myself, I put the $100 at one time into my grocery budget. So instead of spending $4 a day, that adds up over time to the 120 that you would spend. I just pay 100 up front. So it seems more expensive on the front end, but overall you are saving about $20. So there's this coach discount where I can get you 30 bucks off of this whole package so that you don't have to pay full price and you can be a coach on our team and have extra support and motivation. Whether you want to coach people or not, that'll be totally up to you. But this discount option will save you money every month so that you can get that discount on your shake.
Well, so I forgot to tell you this. So I have IBS, and I just don't. I'm a little worried that it might upset my stomach.
So let me tell you about my girl Abigail Boyer.
I'm being a hard sell.
Let me tell you about my girl Abigail Boyer, who is on this call actually. She started her journey with some severe IBS, and she has seen a drastic change in her IBS symptoms since drinking Shakeology regularly. She doesn't have to suffer through that anymore, and I've just seen such a different version of her that gets to enjoy life a little bit more because she doesn't have to constantly run to the bathroom. So I definitely think that it could be something that would help you with that if you're willing to give it a shot.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it did all that. Well, I mean, the 30-day money-back guarantee makes me want to try it. So let's just do this.
Let's do it.
I feel like that's my motto. Am I in agreement that most of you guys have probably gotten that objection? That's pretty common. Do those ways feel doable to connect the dots and navigate that?
What I will say too with that is you guys aren't gonna what Rachel and I are saying doesn't mean we get a yes. We're not it's not how her and I are yeah, let's do it. I'm all in. Most of the time they're okay, well, let me talk to my husband, or okay, I don't know, I kind of got to think on it. And so you give them the time. I usually, today I had somebody that said that I'm pretty much, I feel like I want to do it, but I need to think about it for a day. And I was like, that's great. Are there any more questions or any hesitations you're still having that I can answer? And then she brought up the Shakeology thing, and she brought up a couple things that she was feeling. Still hasn't purchased, but she's obviously still feeling intrigued by it, but she's a little bit nervous. So it takes time too. So what it takes is you continuing that relationship with them after these conversations and checking in, hey, how are you doing? Commenting and interacting on their posts, that type of thing, to show them that you're not here just for the sell. You're here to genuinely be their friend and help them. And I think that makes a huge difference in people actually coming back to you versus moving on and just going to try some other shake that might be cheaper or whatever.
Well, and that's the importance of showing up on your page every single day, is that they need to see you drinking your shake every day because you believe in it. They need to see you living the lifestyle that you're wanting to help them with, and that's sharing that on social media. Hands down, anything that I've done in my business, that sharing it every day religiously, no matter if I'm pumped or I am in the pits of depression, I shared. And that truly has been a huge piece of why I feel like these conversations turn into challenge packs eventually. But I second what Brooke said. most of these conversations are not a yes right away. It's very rare that it becomes a yes right away. 99% of my challenge pack sales are all follow-ups. They're people that I consistently followed up with, and I actually have somebody, and I do it because I want to help them. I don't have my Success Club point in mind when I'm messaging them. I have the person in their relationship that I am building with them at the forefront of my head. And I can think, so there's this girl that just signed up to work with me this month, like a couple of days ago. Literally, she ghosted me for 6 months. And I don't usually pester people if they don't message me back. I just felt called to keep talking to her and keep trying to get her, because she had shared her story with me, and I just thought, I can help her. If she gives me the chance, I can help her. And it has been, she's followed me for 2 years. And we have talked for 2 years, and she did not sign up. And she ghosted me enrollment after enrollment, and she ghosted me for the last 2 years. And she finally signed up. You know what she told me? She was like, thank you for never giving up on me. And you don't know who needs that in their life. You don't know who has what they have going on, that they don't have people that believe in them, and they don't have people supporting them. So for you to show up for them 2 years without ever getting anything in return, they believe in you, and you instill belief in them by being that consistent force. So you had just
getting to know their story too. I think that's really big. Like, I know a lot of us are like, we don't want to lose people, so we don't want to ask too many questions and beat around the bush, but people want the connection too. So when you know their story, like Rachel said, when you know what that person's going through, how they're feeling, why they want to achieve the 50-pound weight loss goal they have, those types of things, you're going to be able to touch back on those things with them. So when you follow up, have your personal conversation, but when you bring it back to, hey, I know you're interested in this group. I know we talked about you wanting to feel X, Y, Z. I really want to help you, and I would love to get you started. Are you still considering this? Like, you have that connection with them to go back to what it was that their story was. And when people see that you care about that versus you caring about whether or not they buy from you, it connects them to you in a special way. And then when they get into your groups, I feel like there are people who have just like, they're just ready to go. It's not very often, but I've had people that are just like, yeah, I want the price. Okay, there's the price. Da, 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 da. I don't know much about them. They join, but I don't have a connection with them because I don't know who they are. I don't know what their story is. It's with coaches and with customers. But when I get to know their story and I have my heart invested in them, I feel like I have a connection with them, and they end up getting better results because I have that connection with them.
Yeah. Same, ditto, everything she just said. I think that was all. I think we covered all the ones that y'all put in the chat. Is there anything else that y'all want us to cover?
I was going to look at my event page real quick because I had a coach that was going to not make it because she has work, but I don't know if she...
A couple quick tips before you even ever open a message in the beginning of the day. I want you to do 5 minutes of personal development. You have to get your mind right before you dive into your inbox, because if you don't, you're going to internalize those objections, and you're going to internalize those no's as you are a bad coach. It is where they are at in their life, and that is not you. So take 5 minutes. This is something I had to learn the hard way. I love to get up and drink my coffee and sit in the quiet and have alone time without children around me. And if I start my day in my inbox, I will be in a funk mood all day long, because amidst the happy is also the people who are struggling and unhappy in their life, and you get the brunt of that. So take 5 minutes to do some personal development. Go listen to a YouTube video. Go read a bunch of motivational quotes. Get your head right before you dive into your inbox, whether that's in the morning, at night when you're going to go check in. Like, do that personal development, because that's going to set the tone for what you believe about yourself as a coach.
And I think daily affirmations are huge too. Every morning I write down, I am enough, I'm making a difference, I'm a great coach, I'm a great mom, I'm a great wife. All these things that like I tend to feel like I'm not doing enough in, I write like, I am great, I am making a difference. And when I tell myself those things, as hokey pokey as it sounds, I promise you guys, 2 years ago, if you would have been like, hey, Brooke, do it. I've listened to coaches that were like, yeah, I write all this stuff down and then it just happened. I was like, yeah, that's pretty lame. I promise you guys, it's not like I don't know, like when I write it, I just feel relief in writing it. So every single day, I have my journal right here. Every morning, I write down things. I am enough. Where is it at? I am enough. I make a difference. I can't read backwards. Let me read. I'll just read it. My best is enough. I'm intentional. I'm a great wife. I'm a great mom. I never give up. I'm worthy of success. God has a plan for me. I'm intentional. I'm focused. I follow God's will. So it's whatever's on my heart that day. I don't have anything that's like scripted. It's just however I'm feeling. I am enough is something I write every single day. I am enough and my best is enough because I don't feel like I'm enough sometimes. Like I feel like I don't put enough time into my team, enough time into my clients, enough. I don't answer people back fast enough or whatever because life. But when you tell yourself those things and you read personal development, you begin to have a shift in how you view yourself and who you are and what you're doing. And I feel like it really makes a difference. So.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. So Alex did have a good one. So she said, what do you guys do when you message someone and they come back to you with questions that are nitpicking Shakeology or the coaching, being very negative or rude because of feelings some people have towards network marketers? That's a great, it's rare. Hopefully it's rare that you're going to get that, but you might get it. First, I take a step and I do some personal development. I listen to something that's going to make me happy. I go look at somebody that's impacted my life or that I have impacted, and I remind my why, think about why I'm doing this. And then I'll say something, like, I ask them, say, hey, it really sounds like you've had some kind of negative experience in the past with Beachbody or Shakeology. Would you mind sharing with me? I'd love to learn more. Give them the opportunity to open the conversation so that you can begin to dive into what happened. Because and then just share, say, hey, I know I'm a new coach, but I'm really excited about this. And even if you don't want to join and do this with me, if you could just support me from afar, it would really mean a lot to me. And, just be positive and share. I don't know all the answers, but you know what I am? I'm committed to helping and supporting you. And so while I might not have it all figured out, I'm committed to being there for you. You don't have to know everything. So that's, Brooke, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, and I think that, like, I loved what you said about asking them what their experience was, because that allows them to open up and kind of get the negativity out. So it's all out there on the playing field and it's not like a back and forth thing. I will say, don't give a ton of attention. If they're just constant, like, you can tell they're just trying to be mean, just like bless yourself away from the situation. I'm really sorry you feel that way. I hope that you find something that works for you. This is something I'm really passionate about. I'm seeing results. My clients are seeing results, and it's something I really enjoy sharing. So I appreciate your support moving forward, and I wish you the best of luck. But don't take that to heart, because there are people out there that have had really bad experiences with Beachbody coaches, with Shakeology, with all of these things, because there are bad, I don't want to be mean, there are bad coaches out there. There are coaches that are here for the wrong reasons, that people have
had bad coaches on my team that I couldn't get through to. No matter what I said and did, they just wanted to blast, sell. And I couldn't change that, even though I tried. That's not on me. That's on them. And unfortunately, there are some rotten eggs in the bunch, and that's just reality. That's why it's our job to share and be different. We share and we inspire without a dollar sign in mind. And then
it's nice to kind of apologize. Like, I've had people recently who were like, my coach just up and left. Like, I don't even know what happened. Hey, I'm really sorry you had that experience. I want to let you know that, like, moving forward, if you decide to move forward with me, like, that's not the experience you're going to get. I'm going to be here. I'm committed. You see me every day showing up. That, like, show them why they should stay and they should give this another shot. And if they decide it's not for them, that's okay. Bless and release. But don't take it to heart, because we are hardcore bleed blue Beachbody lovers. If somebody comes at us and is like, I do It Works, we're like, oh, heck no, girl. Like, because we bleed Beachbody blue. But It Works people love It Works stuff because that's what they're passionate about. So we have to remember that not everybody, I know, not everybody is going to be passionate about the same things. And we have to be okay with that, because that's just not our person. That's not who we're meant to help. And we have to be okay with that too.
and realizing your source of knowledge. So the other one you're going to get is keto. Everybody wants to be keto and eat, breathe, vomit keto. And so you're going to experience that. Use that as a platform to share why eating a well-balanced meal is important. Why it's important to be veggies most. What are the reasons? And take initiative in learning that stuff. So that just my little tidbit on that.
I was just typing to Diana. Was that an objection you had for working out together, or did you really want to work out with us?
You got that? You had people ask you that 3 times?
I get that a lot too, because I have a lot of local people that, like from church and stuff, and they're like, oh, well, like, when do you work out? And I'll tell them, like, you know, usually 6 or 7 a.m. They're like, oh, I can't, I have work. And I'm like, you don't have to, like, be at my house. Like, this is not something that has to be with me. But I do talk about the virtual workouts where I 3 times. That's funny.
Listen, you can't help that you're popular, okay? Like, I mean,
that's a good problem to have. People think that you're a personal trainer all the time. They're going to think you're a nutritionist and you have all the nutrition advice, and people are going to ask you some weird stuff. But just sharing with them that what we do is virtual. And I try to talk about that on my social media as well, talking about like my virtual gym, my virtual boot camp, my virtual, so people understand that it's not like they have to live in Tennessee to do this with me. But I'll talk about my coaches that are all over the U.S. and that type of thing, so people can see. It's not just at Brooke's house. Like, it's not like, which is weird because people see you post your workouts and usually you're by yourself. So I'm always like, do you think people hide? Like, I don't know what to tell you. So, but a good way, I will say a good way, if you do have local people, invite them over to work out with you occasionally. I promise you it builds relationships in really cool ways. So if I ever have somebody that's close by, like I have one of my neighbors up the road is a discount coach on our team, and one day I was like, you want to come work out with me? And she's like, girl, I have 2 kids. I'm like, so do I. It'll be fun. We had a great time. Not really. It was 45 minutes of shift shop, but yeah, so if people want to work out with you, I would just talk to them about the 5 a.m. workout group we have, and if they decide that that's not a time that will fit them, I've asked in my fitness groups as I start them, like, what time everybody's working out, because I ask people to schedule in their workout time, because I think that's really important. And then if there's people that have times that are close by, I would ask them, like, hey, you guys should work out together. You can use this link. It's always live, and I'll give them my Zoom link, and they can log in and do it together. Extra accountability that makes you not have to be there 24/7 on Zoom.
Yeah, that's helpful. Cool. Okay, I think that's all of them. Anybody have anything else they want to ask? No, I may have missed it. Do you guys friend request random people? Alex, I can send, so I have a training on this. And so the answer to short-winded answer is no. I always have some kind of connection, friend, family, something. I'll send you a training on that though. Okay.
I friend request anybody I have mutual friends with.
Yeah.
Even if I don't know who the mutual friends are, I send them a request.
Instagram, I do friend request random people because Instagram just isn't quite as intimate, I don't feel like, as Facebook is. So I do on Instagram, but I have a good one in mind that I'll send you. Cool. So Brooke and I are combining team calls heading forward. They will all be at 9 o'clock. They will not all be an hour. So our goal is going to be to keep them to 30 minutes, although Brooke and I like to talk, so we will do our best. We feed off of each other really well, which I think is going to benefit both teams because both of our energies, we like hanging out with each other and we like leading together. So next week we have a team call at 9 o'clock and we'll post the topic here in the next couple of days. So just make sure to mark your calendars. But thanks for being on tonight. Do you have anything else you wanted to add?
Nope.
Yes, 8 p.m. Central.
Just so my team's not like, I thought you said 9.
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brooke. Anything else you want to add, or are you good?
No, I think we're good. It was a good call. Thank you guys for joining.
Yeah, I've got it recorded, so I'll send it to Brooke, and we'll make sure that you guys, that both teams get it. And we'll see you next week.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.